Hello, everyone. Raise your hand if you have a question for Coach Cooper. Wait to be called upon. Ed, go ahead. Right. To the right.
Like your jacket.
Ooh. You like some jacket?
Yeah.
So is the commissioner.
John, is that right here? You have your core group. You have some new players on this team, some rookies. What is the message to the team? Going into game one as you kind of start this playoff journey.
The game is still played in the same size rink. It's played with the same rules as you've grown up with your entire life. This stage is a little bigger. The emotion's a little higher, but ultimately, it's still the same game. And I don't think you should go anywhere above and beyond what you've done to get you here. And I don't mean that in effort, that's not what I'm saying. But don't change your game because all of a sudden now you're in the playoffs. There's a reason we are in the playoffs. And it's because everybody's contributed. And just guys have done it in different ways. But it took the group to do it, not just a guy here and there. And so, like Nikita Kucherov had 144 points and led the league in scoring. But he plays 20 minutes a night. Somebody's got to play the other 40. And that's why we've in this spot. So let's just not go and try and do things that are outside of what we're good at.
Left your guard.
John, I just wonder, any status update on Luke and Tyler and Hayden and those guys that have been out?
We'll have 21 for warm-ups and see where we can go from there. Fleurs is definitely not in. He won't be one of the guys out there. Obviously, Sergei's not out there. And Watson, Dahan, and then everybody else, we'll see where we're at.
Left here with the jacket.
You've seen these guys a lot over the last 2 years in the regular season, but what has really changed about the Panthers since the last time you played them in the playoffs?
The coach. That's one. I mean, this will be right. This will be the third time we've played them. Third different, coach and system. Q and Bruno were similar the way they played. It's changed a little bit under Paul, and then listen, the coach the first time's a Hall of Famer. The coach the second time has got a really damn good chance of winning the Jack Adams, and the coach the third time took him to the Stanley Cup final in his first year. So they're kind of a well-oiled machine. They just do it different ways. And, there's little tweaks to the system, but they've had great leadership here. And now they're a team that's, previously that really hadn't had a taste of success, a lot more than regular season. Now they have. And I'm sure they're hungry for more.
Hi, Coach. Alex Krutchik, Lemon City Live. You guys, of course...
Lemon City Live. I want a question from you on every press conference. I just want you to say that.
My best.
And that's how you have to start.
You guys, of course, top power play in the league. Panthers improved their penalty kill a lot from last year to this year. What do you see from the Panthers' penalty kill?
They're aggressive. They're assertive. They're a cohesive unit. It's rare you get two teams. I shouldn't say it's probably that rare, but both teams have special teams in the top 10 and everything. So you're going to see some pretty dynamic groups out there, both on the power play and the penalty kill. But they've, they got a system. They stick to it, and we're going to have to be on our game to beat it.
Good.
Hey, Coach. Bill Price from NHL.com. You mentioned...
Not near.
What's that? Not as I know. Not Lemon City Live. I'll see if we can change it. You mentioned Sergachev earlier.
You should have went with National Hockey League.
Okay, the National. You mentioned Sergachev earlier. Any update to his status for this series? I know he skated yesterday.
Yeah, he skated yesterday. He doesn't want to be in the red jersey, like most players don't want to. He's progressing, and I don't want to throw close or imminent or this. That would be the last thing I do. Whether he plays tomorrow or he plays 2 months from now, that is not up to me. My gut says this series would be out of reach for him. If we're fortunate enough to win this series, then we'd start having that discussion.
George Richards, Florida Hockeynow.
Legend.
Thanks. We are been trying to sell this rivalry for years, going back to Torts, and he was always like, until we get to the playoffs, it doesn't matter how close we are. How heated has Panthers and Lightning gotten, just because, like we said, this is the third time in 4 years?
Yeah, I would. I get asked that question quite often, and we've played Toronto the last couple of years. I think there's something built there. We've played Boston in the past. I think that what I'd call the Big Four have kind of been in this position before in the playoffs for quite a number of years. You look at the teams that have been in the Stanley Cup final the last few years. I mean, we've been 3 times. Florida was here, Montreal was in, Boston was in. I mean, the Atlantic has been well represented in the Cup final. I think it's really, you look at the bar that's been set by our division, and all the other teams are like, well, this is how we have to be if we want to have a chance, because these teams go to the finals. And so out of that, you take the in-state rivalry. We're kind of I don't know how to describe it. Both us and Florida have to fly over a division to get to our division. And so we go through a bunch of the same pain together. But when we play each other, because of, I think, the fact that we're borderline equals either way, it's a ton of fun. And I think there's a group of players in both teams that have been here for so long. It's really built ourselves into a fun rivalry. And so when I answer that question, I would say, I don't know if they feel the same way, but I would sit here and say they're our biggest rivals.
One more here, Eric.
Kind of piggyback off that a little bit, John. We talk about what it means for this state to have you two teams play against each other, but this is the 3rd time in 4 years now. Like, how much does it kind of really help put a spotlight on this sport in this state?
Well, I think we're in the South. So it's amazing where hockey has come since the Gretzky trade in '88, and what's been built. And this building will be pumping tonight, and then you come to Tampa and ours will be buzzing, and you're going to go to Dallas and theirs will be buzzing, and so it's really cool what's been going on. But the fact of the matter is, we don't have to travel to Canada to build our rivalry. We can do it right here, and everybody in the state can come and watch and be part of it. And I just can't stress enough how big that is, like, just to build the brand of the league. And so that's how you pull, like, Lemon City here, because of what rivalries like this. And so I think it's fantastic for Florida.
Thank you.